Emmanuel Hostin, the husband of The View host Sonny Hostin, has been accused of widespread insurance fraud, and Sonny basically admitted to it on camera. Let's talk about it.
Like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. So that makes Sonny Hostin, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all.
Emmanuel Host, the husband of The View host Sonny Host, has been accused of widespread insurance fraud. And Sonny basically admitted to it on camera. Let's talk about it. Like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then has to sue the health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do. The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. So that makes Sonny Host, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all. Sonny Host just got slammed with a legal storm so wild it might need its own Netflix series. And who's front row cracking jokes like it's open mic night? None other than Gutfeld and Timpf. And they're torching her like it's Thanksgiving all over again. Subpoena in hand. Her husband's jaw-dropping $450 million fraud case. It's turning into the scandal of the season. And Gutfeld's punchlines are hitting harder than that court summons. Kat's right there, too, throwing shade that could block out the sun. The drama's messier than those alleged offshore accounts. And somehow still funnier. Sonny probably woke up thinking it was just another day to play high and mighty on The View. Wagging fingers, rolling eyes, and handing out life lessons like she's the moral compass of the nation. Same old vibe. Sprinkle of smug side of superiority, and a big old helping of I'm always right. Nah, you look tantalizing. I make fun of The View a lot, but that's only because they keep talking because Co also taught Sonny Hostin how to get her groceries delivered. 3 years. That's when I discovered Instacart. And I give them a big tip because they don't always pay their people well, and so that's been an issue I think for the company. But man, you can get toiletries, you can get fire logs. She had to tell the audience that she tips big because even she knows she sounds insufferable. Dr. Manuel Manny Host, an orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sonny Host, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing, and by the way, this is a Daily Caller story. I'm reading the lawsuit alleges Host knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and/or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. But boom, Karma decided to crash the set right as she's scolding America on ethics and justice. The universe claps back. Headlines drop, and they don't whisper. They scream. Her husband's knee-deep in a fraud case, so massive it makes Bernie Madoff look like some kid scamming quarters with a fake lemonade stand. And Greg and Kat. Oh, they didn't just roast her. They feasted. It wasn't commentary. It was a comedy roast in legal drag. And they made sure everyone was watching. Gutfeld was practically licking his fingers like he just finished a 5-star hypocrisy feast. He carved through the scandal like a chef slicing dry-aged lies tableside. This wasn't your typical segment. Nah, this was a gourmet-level roast plated on fine china with a rich drizzle of smug reduction and cat. She took one glance at the headline and laughed like someone who's had a petty folder locked, loaded, and labeled Sonny receipts open when karma hits. To her, this wasn't breaking news. This was the season finale she's been waiting for. Destiny strutted in wearing designer heels, and Kat was front row sipping tea and watching Sonny's perfect moral halo sizzle under the heat lamp of public justice. What it revealed, not sainthood, but a sparkling tiara of contradiction. And I just want to hit myself in the face so I can feel something. It's like so boring. He's like, yeah, I like Instacart, but don't worry, I tip the poors. But Joy, you actually don't like Instacart, and you do like the store. And then Joy is like, yeah, I do. I like to go to the store. I like to walk around and see what's at the store, what I do want, what I don't want. Maybe I want tuna fish. And I just want to hit myself. Let's be real. If hypocrisy was a luxury brand, The View would have turned it into a global chain. With Sunny as the regional manager of Fake Virtue, she's been serving scoldy monologues for years, handing out ethics lectures like they were buy one get one deals at a smug store. But now that her own household's giving off Wolf of Wall Street deleted scene energy, she wants to tiptoe off stage like nothing's happening. Please, that ain't moral consistency. That's a bad script with plot holes you could drive a fraud investigation through. Except this time, Karma's holding the pen and Greg Gutfeld's writing the punchlines. He even joked Sunny should launch a new segment called Allegedly Yours, where she dishes out moral advice while bobbing and weaving subpoenas. And Kat, she hit the deadpan so hard it echoed. Her silence said, "Girl, we been new." It's about the view. It's like it's become like a medical hospital that displays human misfailure. Like it's like a here, let's look at this political oddity, you know? It's like it really is like the left-wing equivalent of a carnival sideshow, except instead of bearded ladies and fat clowns and two-headed cows. Well, let me rephrase that. But The View is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, how can you now speak the truth, and when for years you've been telling lies after lie after lie? Now you're carrying this big bag of rocks around you because it's too harmful for their ego to admit that we really were dishonest. And they could be honest. All they would have to say is, "Look, we hate Trump so much. We were willing to lie about Joe Biden because we felt he was preferable. We thought our lying and our cover-up was on your behalf." Just say that. You're still scum, but at least you're an honest scum. Finally, The View dropped a storyline that's actually entertaining. By accident, if laughter really is the best medicine, Kat and Greg just handed out enough doses to cure every viewer who's ever suffered through that show's usual doom and gloom drama. And this wasn't just roasting. It was a full-blown demolition job. They took apart The View's throne of self-importance like it was a $3,000 IKEA bookshelf. All flex, no stability. And when that thing came crashing down under the weight of its own contradictions, Greg and Kat didn't blink. They just kicked back, poured themselves a drink, and toasted to poetic justice. Extra spicy, no chaser, Greg didn't just sprinkle sarcasm. He installed a full sarcasm water park, slip and slide included, and invited the whole country to coast right through the rubble of Sunny's shredded credibility. It was savage, it was smooth, and it was long overdue. He turned irony into a weapon of mass humiliation, casually reminding everyone that Sunny spent years acting like the moral GPS of America. Her lectures so sanctimonious they made Sunday sermons feel like TikTok thirst traps. But now that moral high horse flatlined, her image is sinking faster than a View panelist trying to explain basic economics without cue cards. And trust it's not a graceful fall. This is a nosedive with cameras rolling. Greg Gutfeld strutted through the chaos like a smug house cat that just knocked over a $10,000 vase sculpture and then pointed paws at the dog. Meanwhile, Kat T looked like she was on vacation in Schott and Florida City. Front row seat, cocktail in hand, watching The View's empire of self-righteousness collapse like a bad Botox secret going public. She didn't flinch, just leaned back with that signature half-smirk like, "Yep, this one's going to be fun." Kat's disdain for The View is so potent it deserves its own tax bracket. And Sunny, poor Sunny, just became the latest exhibit in a museum full of public figures who thought moral superiority came with diplomatic immunity. Kat didn't even need a mic drop. So, she laid it out like a failed science fair project. Observe when a decade-long ethics cosplay meets actual accountability. And that tone pure genius, like she was narrating an episode of Repo Man Oral Edition. She even mocked The View's weird, self-important tone. That awkward mashup of bougie brunch banter, courtroom cosplay, and finger-wagging drama by pitching a new segment called Financial Crimes and Finger Wagging, a guide to having it both ways. It was brutal and hilarious. The Witch's Coven finally shows me some loving. Yesterday on The View, yours truly was a subject of conversation. Apparently, the broads have no idea who I am. Or so they say. Hit it, Gladys. They said that Gutfeld talks about you all the time. Who is he? Well, really? Who is he? I don't watch the show. He has a show. Never heard of him. Yeah. I guess he's just obsessed with me.
No, no, no.
Next, Joy's going to say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession, I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch and Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's muumuu. But Greg wasn't about to let Kat steal the whole show. He floated his own idea. Sonny's Wheel of Hypocrisy. Picture this. A giant spinning wheel on set labeled with options like fraud, privilege, and selective outrage. Each episode, spin to see what scandal we're conveniently ignoring today. Genius. Backstage, you just know it was chaos. Like a live-action soap opera fused with a crisis PR seminar, but the interns are in charge and nobody read the manual. It was messy. It was wild. And it was some of the best TV The View never meant to produce. Picture it. Cue cards going up in smoke,